Hi, I am ShaE with an E. Welcome to Faith Over Fear, a conversation with ShaE. And today, allow me to introduce to you the powerhouses of Bailey's Bartending, Miss Dottie and Raven Bailey. We were talking about the bond of mother and daughter, and Dottie, you spoke just uplifting words about your mother, and I know how very important that relationship has always been to your life since I've known you. That's always a bright light when you talk about the relationship with your mother, and I see how you bond with your own daughters, and um, it's always been a blessing to see. And so Raven, my question for you is, I know like how what pieces of your mother are you watching and picking up on, and what does it look like when I ask you the question of, girl, how you gonna keep, how you just gonna uplift your mama, like how you gonna keep up with your mama? It's a beautiful thing. And what are you learning from this beautiful woman who you get to call mother?
I'm learning how to run a business. Basically, I mimic and I watch everything she does. I watch and I ask questions, and I want to learn the aspect of things for when she's not here. One thing that what I love to say to everybody that I speak to, my parents have been married for 35 years now. And I always like to say that I've watched my father bust his butt, and I'm literally watching my parents, for better or for worse, and I'm watching my mother carry everything on her back. Mm-hmm. So that right there is motivation enough for me to start something of my own. Right. And generational wealth is very, very important. Being rich, I don't want to be rich. I want to be wealthy. I want my daughter to be wealthy. Yeah. I don't want my daughter to have a struggle. And I look at the struggle that I did not have to have, right, and what my mom's struggle was and her mom's struggle was. They didn't have generational wealth. So let's start it here. And when I watch her every move, every single move, and I just want to mimic it. I always tell her I want to be like her when I grow up, because I want to do exactly what you do. I want to be in a position to be able to take care of my family if my husband falls ill. Right. I mean, what's your last name, babe? Yeah. Put it on the shirt.
Yes. Come on, that's encouraging. And and be honest with you, a lot of people don't keep it that real, that 100% real, to say, this is what life looks like today. But this doesn't necessarily mean that in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years from now, this is what this life is going to look like. So a lot of times you got to take what you can learn right now, and in 20 or 10 or 20 or 30 years, what you will build is, just think about it. Just even that you said that, that's eye-opening for me. And boy, when you talk about faith over fear, right? Because at some point that has to it kind of sounds scary to me when you say, here it is that my mother is holding us together because of the situations that happened in her marriage. That's something that got to be scary. Like that doesn't sound like that's something that you just skip around with. That has to be some fear based in that. But the fact that you're taking that and you're saying, you know what, but this is what I'm learning from it, so that my daughter doesn't have to do that. And that in any event that I have to be the one to do these things for some point to my future husband, then this would be okay with me because I watched the master really do these things. Mm-hmm. That's powerful. And the fact that that's what you learn, that says a lot about you and the businesswoman that you are becoming. Right? Because I always say, when you think you've made it, you don't have any further to go, right? But you're becoming this businesswoman because you're watching your mother still become the better businesswoman that she's going to be. She's not the best businesswoman that she's going to be right now. She's becoming all that she will be. And if this is the beginning, then gosh, the middle and the journey just gets brighter and brighter from there. And what do you intend to teach your daughter? I know you just said, I'm going to show my daughter about breaking generational habits, breaking generational setbacks, and making those now generational wealth, making those now generational setups, come ups, bring ups, pull ups. We're gonna make her, but how do you tie her in now to make those things a reality for where she's gonna be sitting with you at a table 20 years from now saying, I learned from my mother. I wanted to mimic my mother. I wanted to be like my mother, because I hear your mother say that about her mother. And one thing that I can say, which is wealth already, is that those are the conversations being had. Your mother says it about her mother. You're saying it now about your mother. See how that generation picked up? And now your daughter's going to sit at the table and say that to you one day. How do you tie your relationship with your daughter in?
Someone, I'll get to that in just a second, really quickly. Someone had asked me briefly, they asked me a question. They asked, at the age that I am now, am I well off? Am I doing better than my parents at their age at 31? Or when I first had a child, I was 21, I was 20 and fresh out of high school. And they asked me, am I doing better than my parents at 19 and 20? I think so. So I start there. I start there because generational wealth is big. And it's a very broad statement, because we have to take the time to actually look at the times.
Come on now.
If we look
Come on,
at
young
our
lady,
parents,
give it to us.
If we look at our parents and where they were exactly, whether it was struggling in the hood, whatever, where are we right now as the next generation, as the other? Okay.
You have many more things at your fingertips.
I have a lot more at my fingertips that I can use and teach. So now I have my daughter. My daughter is a lot like my sister. My sister won't dare say, I want to be like you, mommy, when I grow up. My daughter, she may say, you crazy, mama, but I got my own way. Even now, her being at 11 years old, she has her own way. But what I can say is the generation under me and in the generation of her age, we are growing young entrepreneurs already.
Definitely.
Already. Without even me showing her what I'm doing to bring her into what I'm doing. She's watching me do something of my own.
Absolutely.
She's watching that every day. She's going to be a product of her environment, just like I was a product of my environment. She watches me work. She watches what I do. She's had a bunch of ideas and business ventures in her head. She's into a lot of different things. So what I plan to do is support in whatever she decides to do. She was going to create, was it nail polish?
Lip gloss.
Lip gloss.
But that was also pandemic one. That was pandemic.
During the pandemic, she was going to start the lip gloss thing and creating her own, making her own and selling them. That was cute. I'm here to support her and get whatever ideas that she's looking towards. I'm here to feed that into her brain, just like she feeds into my brain.
And you know what? I was just going to say that, and you're like that because that's what you're familiar with. Like you just said, you become a product of your environment. That means two things. People, you could say that you become a product of your environment. So if everybody around you wilding out and acting crazy and foolish, then you could become a product of that environment. People always just kind of like box that up into one thing, but that means so much bigger. It means that the conversations change. It means that now when your baby's saying, I want to make lip gloss, we're starting to think about that, not saying, oh, go sit down. Oh, turn that right. Go sit down. Because now you know that's a mindset. So now when she starts saying, I want to sell lip gloss, it's a real conversation. Let's have this conversation because I want you to sell lip gloss too. And I want to help you sell this lip gloss, right? And I'm going to buy the lip gloss, right? So however it is, because my mindset is different. So I'm not going to just say, I ain't the little kids doing the little stuff. No, what they got, come on, bring it on. Because when you, and that was a thing your mother said earlier about somebody who she didn't know, somebody who she knew and loved her, kind of pushed her to say, you need to meet with this person. You need to meet with SHAN. And then it's easy to to kind of discount that because not a lot of people is meeting with SHANs. Not a lot of people that I'm seeing is doing that. But when you start to see people doing that, it becomes a real, you know what? It's time to meet with SHAN. Yeah, I better meet with SHAN. I better make this lip gloss. I better do what it is that's coming to me next. Now, Raven, you have a piece of the puzzle called Bailey 360.
360 spin with the Baileys.
Come on, get me right. Get me
360 spin, and that's okay. You're not wrong on any level because it is still a part of the name, but
right.
it's three. It is, and the reason why it does get confusing because when we first started it, we kind of transposed the spin 360 with the Baileys spin 360. So the name is 360 spin with the Baileys.
Come on.
So that is
that is. So what? How did this baby get birthed? How long has this baby been moving? And tell me about it. Tell me about the new the umbrella, the next umbrella that's still moving along. Come on, bring me in. Bring us.
Okay, so 360 spin with the Baileys. As we had talked about earlier in our conversation, I started Bailey's Bartending in 2015. During the pandemic, everybody was trying to figure out other ways to recreate or rebrand or add things and so on and so forth.
First of all, what's next for Bailey's Bartending and what's next for spinning with the Baileys? What comes? Hey, sweetheart. And then wait, before I ask you that, let's ask you this. How did you stay married for 35 years? You just see my husband pop in the scene. And so we're fresh on the still on the newlywed thing. I mean, we're 5 years in. I guess I'm proud to say we're in our 6th year. But how do you stay married for 35 years? How does one do that?
I stayed true to my vows.
Mm-hmm.
Those vows meant the world to me when I said them in 1987. Thick and thin, sickness and health, all of the above. Me and my husband, we love each other. We're never gonna not love each other. We are still in love with each other. We are in a new stage of our lives with different things that are going on in our lives, but that does not take away the love that we have for each other. Traveling, enjoying our family, spending time with everyone, friends. Those are the things that keep us alive. We got fur babies that we love. We got a new one, Coco, Maxine. That's China's new love. She loves her, and she loves him. You can tell already. So the secret is, I think that in this generation, people don't stay the long haul. And hopefully we'll be like the Notebook and get
and that's a part of that generational wealth there, Raven. You're getting all the goods. You're getting business, you're getting love, you're getting staying power, you're getting, let's walk this life out together. You're getting mindset.
Let's walk this life out together. I like that.
And she used to have a Fantasia company.
Boom,
come on. You're getting all the goods, all the goods. And so what does that mean? It is only going to keep falling down. So Dottie, what you've done is that you've changed your bloodline. You've changed your bloodline. You and your husband, China, y'all have changed what it looks like from this point on for the rest of the generations to come. You're changing that. And the only thing that could change it back is somebody else with a mindset that will come in to change that. But that doesn't look like that's in the works for you because you're doing it right. I've used Bailey's Bartending services, and let me tell you, top notch is what you get. So when you walk in the door, you know that everything has been done. You know that I may be at my own party looking for something that you're gonna find from, you know what I mean? So that's how comfortable it makes to use the service. This is nothing small. This is huge. And the professionalism that comes with the brand is just as huge. So I want to make that perfectly clear. Like if anybody's listening here, this is not a game. Like, and what the Bailey's brand is doing right now is really have put a thumbprint, footprint, soul print on the foundation of Atlanta, and it's not a game. Like it's really serious business. So what would you tell somebody else who's thinking about it, kind of afraid? Like, what do you tell somebody like that?
I tell them to step out on faith. Don't be scared. Create your brand, show up, start it. Right now we have one website. It's www.baileysbartending.com. That is our website. You can go to that website. You can book the bartending as well as the spin booth from that website, okay? You can find us on Facebook, Bailey's Bartending. You can find us on Instagram, Bailey's Bartending. You can find us, Raven, on Instagram, 360 Spin with the Baileys. And her content is amazing. So while we make this drink, we'll answer your last question.
Okay.
You ready?
So my last question is, in the beginning, I introduced y'all, saying all the hats that you wear, talking about the businesses, where you're going, how you got there. Now it's time for you to reintroduce yourself. I want to know, who are you 5 years from now? Both of you. Who are you 5 years from now? Allow you to reintroduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Dottie Bailey. I am the owner and operator of Bailey's Bartending. Also the 360 Spin Booth, doing business as. 5 years from now, I would like to have a franchise in other cities, take Bailey's Bartending to another level, teach other people how to do it and make money on that. Have more than one spin booth in different cities. Have Raven sit back and teach the energy that she brings to the table. That's my dream. Raven, what's yours?
What was it?
What do you see yourself in 5 years?
Where do I see myself 5 years? I see myself in my dream home, in my dream car, with my second child, husband, and pouring drinks and reminiscing and sending out employees to spin with me.
There you go.
While I sit at home,
That's
sitting
right.
still.
Collect that check.
Well, cheers to that, ladies. And the way it's going, I see all those dreams coming true for you well. Dreams do come true. You both are an example of that. Thank you so much. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. And I appreciate y'all for joining me today. Faith Over Fear, Conversations with ShaE. Thank you. Keep being great. And only up from here.